Before we get started with the video, I'd like to inform you of a very useful tool called the ENB FXAA SweetFX Manager and Remover, which is a tool that will automatically uninstall your ENB files for you with the click of a button. To learn more about this amazing tool, check out my video tutorial on how to use it if you're interested. Thanks for listening, and now onto the video. Hey guys, it's me, Heisennburgg, and in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to download and install Air ENB, which was also very highly requested. Now, right off the bat, this is a very performance-friendly ENB, and it also has a separate performance option for the ENB for like really low-end PCs. So I thought the people with low-end PCs would really appreciate this. Now, jumping right into things, if you scroll down to the bottom of the page, the required mods for this ENB are either Purity or Pure Weathers, and personally I'm going to be using Purity because I think it looks outstanding, but to be honest, both of them look pretty awesome. And then if you wanted to, you could download the highly recommended mods. From taking a look at this page, I don't see any incompatible mods, so I'm sure you could use ELFX, RLO, stuff like that, but he does highly recommend to use ELE as the lighting mod, but again, nothing is incompatible, so you can use whatever you want. And these other two highly recommended mods as well. So yeah, that's really about it for this ENB. So right off the bat, if we scroll down to the installation section right here, or actually no, if we scroll up here to the this link right here, please download the 266 first. We're going to go ahead and right click that and open link in new tab so it doesn't direct us away from this page. And we're going to go ahead and click news right here. And then over here on this left hand side, we're going to click the download link. And then scroll down a little bit until we see TES Skyrim. We can go ahead and click on that. And since version 266 isn't available anymore, we're going to go ahead and go with version 272, so we can go ahead and click on that. And when you get to this page, make sure you scroll all the way down to the bottom of the page and click the download arrow, because recently there's been buttons on the top of the page that say download, and those are just ads and malware and stuff. So go ahead and click the download arrow right here, and it's going to start downloading as an archive. So you're going to need an archive program in order to install an ENB correctly. So there'll be links for either WinRAR or 7-zip down in the description for people that don't have one yet. But once you get a pop-up that looks something like this, you can go ahead and hit backspace and drag and drop it onto your desktop. And we'll come back to that in just a second. I'll show you what to do with that in a minute. And we can go ahead and close out of ENB Dev now. And going back to the Air ENB page, we're going to go ahead and click the Files tab at the top of the page. And under Main Files, you'll see just one Air ENB, excuse me, version 2.01. And then if you look under optional files, they have a Blight, Night, and Room. I'm assuming he meant Bright, but I don't think English is his native language. And then in the middle right here, they just have the regular performance version. And the installation for the performance version and the regular version is the exact same. So don't get discouraged if you're deciding to choose this. But if you wanted the Bright Nights and Rooms version, you could download either the regular version right here or the performance version right here. The installation for all four of these is the exact same. So whichever preset you're deciding to choose, go ahead and download it manually. And again, it's going to start downloading as an archive file. So once it's done downloading, we can go ahead and drag and drop it onto our desktop. And once you get everything finished installing, you should be left with two archives. And what I'm going to have you do now is extract these archives into folders. And you can go ahead and right click on either one of the archives. And if you use WinRAR, you can go ahead and click this third option right here. And if you use 7-zip, you can go ahead and bring down your menu and click this fourth option right here. And like I just said, it's going to extract it into a folder, which is what we want. And then once the binary archive is done extracting, we can go ahead and do the same thing to the Air ENB archive. So right click it, WinRAR users click the third option, 7-zip users click the fourth option, and you'll get your folder. And once you've done that, you can go ahead and delete both of the archives. And what we're going to do now is we're going to locate our Skyrim folder, and it's really easy to do. If you use Nexus Mod Manager, an easy way to do that is bring up your Mod Manager, and on your little toolbar up here, you'll see an orange folder with an arrow pointing out of it. If you click that, you'll get a drop-down menu, and if you click Open Game Folder, it'll take you right to your Skyrim folder. And you'll know you're in the correct place if you see Skyrim Launcher and TESV. If the .exe isn't at the end of your file extensions, don't worry about it. It's the same thing either way. Minimizing that for a second, if you use Mod Organizer, there's unfortunately not a button that I'm currently aware of that'll just take you right to your Skyrim folder, but if you look in this little toolbar thingy down here, it'll tell you what letter drive it's on, and then Programs, Steam, Steam Apps, Common, and Skyrim. So it's going to be wherever you installed Steam. But if you're having really that hard of a time finding it, just bring up your Start button down here and type in TESV. And actually no, type in Skyrim Launcher and it'll take you right to it. But yeah, it shouldn't be that hard to find. But once you get there, go ahead and open up the 272 binary folder, and you'll see an Injector version and you'll see a wrapper version. I'm going to be going over the wrapper version installations. If for some reason the wrapper version doesn't work out for you, like once you're done installing the ENB and you go to load up your game and it says like ENBHost.exe stopped responding, or if your game just doesn't load up at all, you may have to use the Injector version. So I'll have an annotation that you can click on right about now that'll take you to a pretty good tutorial on how to set up the file structure for Injector version. But for now, just go ahead and open up the wrapper version. And the two files that we need out of here are the d3d9.dll file and the enbhost.exe file. And we can go ahead and copy those and then just paste those into our Skyrim folder. And once you've done that, you can go ahead and close out of this because we're pretty much done with it. And then we can go ahead and open up the air ENB folder. And then we can go ahead and click on this. And there's a README in here for people that want more information about the ENB or if they get super confused. But for now, I'm just going to delete it because I'm pretty much going to show you how to install it. So there's only 3 things in here, and you could just highlight them all and copy them, and then paste them into your Skyrim folder, or you can drag and drop them, it's up to you. But yeah, once you've done that, you can go ahead and close out of here, and you can delete both of these folders. The ENB is pretty much installed now, but we just have to tweak a couple of Skyrim pref settings and some other stuff, but it's not too many more steps, we're almost done. So if we go back to our internet browser, and we go back to the air ENB page and click the description, we scroll down a little bit, you'll see right here, these are the INI settings that we have to tweak. And I'll show both Nexus Mod Manager and Mod Organizer users how to locate and edit their Skyrim prefs. So if you use Nexus Mod Manager, you can go down to your Start button right here, and you can go ahead and click Documents, and then you can go ahead and click My Games, and then click Skyrim, and then you should see a Skyrim.ini file and a Skyrim prefs.ini file. And again, if you don't see the .ini at the end of your file, don't worry about it, it's the same thing either way. We're going to be focusing on the Skyrim prefs, and to make things a little easier on yourself, I highly recommend that you install a program called Notepad++. There'll be a link down in the description if you're interested in installing it. But either way, if you don't want to install it, you're going to right-click it and edit the Skyrim prefs. And if you use Nexus Mod Manager, your Skyrim prefs are going to look something like this. And if you use Mod Organizer, you're going to open up Mod Organizer, and you're going to click this 4 puzzle piece button right here, and you'll get a drop-down menu. Go ahead and click Any Editor, and you'll see 2 tabs, and you're going to want to make sure you click the Skyrim Prefs tab, and then you're in the right place. Now, I'm going to show you guys a really easy way to edit your Any settings. So if you go back to your internet browser, and you see this first setting right here is bFloat Point Render Target, you can go ahead and double click on it and it's going to highlight the word for you, and then from there you can do Control-C to copy it, and then Nexus Mod Manager users go to your Notepad and then do Control-F to bring up a find menu, and then Control-V to paste it, and then you can either click Find Next or click Enter, and it'll find the setting for you automatically. And if it's at 0, make sure you change it to 1. This is probably the most important setting for any ENB configuration. If you use Mod Organizer, before you do the Control F command, make sure you click in the box first. And if you notice, once I did that, it highlighted in blue around the box. So it just selected the box for you, otherwise the command won't work. So from there you can do Control F and then Control V and then click Find Next, and it'll find your setting for you automatically. Now, for the people that don't really feel like sitting here watching me tweak all of my INI settings, there'll be an annotation that you can click on to skip to the next part. But if you want to go ahead and watch me, just so you don't get confused, you're more than welcome to. But for the people that are going to skip ahead, if for some reason the Notepad says cannot find, just make sure you add the setting manually and you'll be good to go. But anyway, next setting. So for the people that stayed, we're going to double click on the next setting, Control C, Control F, Control V. And this is supposed to equal 1, but since I'm not using Nexus Mod Manager, I can just leave this at 0. And I would have to do all of my tweaking in Mod Organizer, but my setting is right here, and it's already at 1, so I can leave it be. And then the next setting, double click, Control C, Control F, Control V. And this one is directly under it, so I can just leave it be. Control C, Control F, Control V. And B shadows on grass isn't going to be there by default, so if it says can't find, just hit enter and then Control V and then have it equal 1. But like I've already said, I would have to do all of my adding and editing in here. But I'm almost 100% sure that setting is already there. Yeah, it's right there. Excuse me. So moving on to the next setting, Control C, Control F, and Control V. For some reason, sometimes it doesn't always find the setting for you in Mod Organizer, which really pisses me off. But it is what it is. But people that use Nexus Mod Manager get the point. I'm just gonna only do it in Mod Organizer now to make it speed up a little bit. Well, hopefully you get the point. I don't see why you wouldn't. Alright, so Mod Organizer users, if you had to tweak anything, go ahead and click the little save button down here and then you can exit out. Mod Organizer users, if you had to tweak anything, go ahead and click File, and then you can click Save or just do Control S and then you can close out. And then what we're going to do now is we're going to go back to our Skyrim folder, where we copied and pasted all the ENB files to. And if you go to your Skyrim folder, you should see a file called ENBLOCAL, and it may or may not have the .ini at the end of it. Either way, it's the same thing, but we're going to be editing that, so go ahead and right-click it and edit that. And the two settings that we're going to be taking a look at are Reserved Memory Size MB and Video Memory Size MB. Now, Reserved Memory Size MB, I don't really know the correct way to explain it, but I have a diagram down in my description for the people that get confused. I'll basically just explain it to you like this. 128 is the lowest number you can use, and 1024 is the highest number you can use. And this number is to be increased or decreased in intervals of 128. So it would go 128, 256, 512, and then 768, and so on and so forth. I've learned that if you have 3 gigabytes of VRAM, not regular RAM, VRAM, or more, 512 is a pretty good baseline to start at. And if you have less than 3 gigabytes of VRAM, 256 is a pretty good baseline to start at. And then Video Memory Size MB is how much VRAM your system has. And just like the Video Memory Size MB, I have a diagram for this in the description, but I believe it was either the 266 binary update or the 269 binary update. Boris Vorontsov added auto-detect video memory size, which basically automatically detects how much video memory size in megabytes that you have. So you can pretty much ignore this, but For the people that just wanted to put this manually just for a peace of mind, you could change this to false and then put in how much VRAM you have up here. You could use my diagram if you really wanted to. But for the people that just wanted to save them some time and less of a headache, just leave this at 0 and then set this to true, and then you'll be good to go. But once you've edited these two settings, you can go up to File and Save, and then close out. And the ENB is pretty much installed now. What I'm pretty much going to have you do first before we go in game is I'm just going to have you run loot or run boss, whatever you use, just to get your load order all situated. So if you don't know what loot is, I have a link for it down in the description. It pretty much gets your load order correct, so you don't experience crashes and stuff like that. But so yeah, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and load up my game now. So I'll see you guys in just a second. Alright, guys. So once you've loaded up your game, you should see this message in your top left-hand corner up here. And if you don't get that message, you definitely did something wrong. So make sure you go back in my video and make sure that you've done everything exactly as I have done it. And then you'll get this yellow message telling you if you press Shift and Enter by default, it'll bring up an editor menu. And this is basically called your GUI menu, and you can tweak the ENB however you want through here. You can enable settings and disable settings for performance reasons, or you can just tweak random stuff that basically just tweak stuff to your liking. But yeah, and then you would click Save Configuration and then Apply Changes to apply your changes. And then Shift Enter to exit the menu. And then before I load up my game, another quick tip is if you press the star key on your number pad, it'll bring up a little FPS counter in your top left-hand corner. So that's a cool little feature for people that don't have like fraps or something like that. So real quick, I'm going to go ahead and load up my game, and if I were you, I would definitely try and load up my game somewhere indoors, if at all possible. But, yeah, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and load up my game now, and I'll cut out all the loading for you so you guys don't have to sit through that. So I'll see you in, like, 5 seconds. Alright, my beautiful people, so once you've loaded up your game, you should definitely be able to tell that the ENB is working. Look at that sun glare, though. And real quick, if you wanted to turn the ENB off, just to like compare it or for performance reasons, you do Shift and F12, and now it's at vanilla Skyrim. And then Shift F12 to turn the ENB back on. And the reason why my frame rate is so low is because I'm using fraps to record right now, because Shadowplay just completely fucks up my gameplay footage. It's great for desktop recording, but not so much for gaming recording. But, yeah, guys, this was how to download and install Air ENB. I'm sure you guys, or for the people that watched my Vanilla Ice Cream ENB video, that was a really fucking long video, and I'm sure you're happy that this was not nearly as long as that. And, next video I'm going to be covering, the VIDEOMEMORYSIZEMB 7 ENB, the more updated version. The author completely changed the ENB around, and it's a lot better than it used to be. And just like this ENB, that ENB is also compatible with Purity, so I'm pretty excited about that. But yeah, guys, if you have any requests for any of my Skyrim series, or if you have an ENB that you would like me to make an installation tutorial on, just either leave me a comment down below or send me a message privately, and I'll get back to you on your request as soon as I can. And I'll definitely make the video for you. I can't promise you that it'll be the same day that you make the request, but I'll definitely get to it for you. So yeah, guys, that's really about it. That's how you download and install Air ENB, and I hope this was thorough and easy enough for you to understand, and I'll see you guys in the next video.